Hi, and welcome to Link for Growth Durham and North Yorks Community TV. I'm Carol Dodsley, and I have with me your district leader, Gerri Riddiough. Gerri, say hello.
Hi, Carol. Hi,
How
everyone.
are you?
Very good, thank you. Much better than, yeah, very well.
Okay, so Gerri, what have you been up to this week? Where have you been?
Haven't been to many events this week as such. I have been out in the northwest and seen some we haven't seen in a while, and sort of spreading the word about what we're doing in the growth. Because obviously it's expanding, which I've got the news about. It's expanding hugely up here in the north. So yeah, I did a little venture out there. They have there's like a Titanic museum and a slavery museum over there. I went to both of those, and they have just an event on really where they have giants, these two great big giants, this child and a grandma, and it's a story based on Titanic. So it was really really good. I'll be writing up some blogs and some pictures and things about that to show people just exactly what was going on in the northwest, because it's something I wouldn't have known about.
Yeah, I think that's the case, isn't it? Quite often we do miss what's going on, whether it's around us or a little bit further away. And that's one of the great things about Link for Growth, is that people are starting to tell people about what's going on. People like yourself, the district leaders, are actually going out and finding new places, and suddenly it's like, wow, I never knew that this happened. And then you're coming back and sharing it with people, and your subscribers are sharing it with people, and everybody's sort of getting to know a lot more. And it's like opening the UK up for people. It's like, wow, really didn't know that the UK had all of this great stuff.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely right there. I think we've all been focused on having dashing around the world and having holidays abroad, and forgetting exactly what beauty's on our doorstep,
Yeah,
and that's the country over.
exactly. So have you got any shout outs today?
One or two, or five or six actually. Yeah, I think the biggest, if I'm okay to go with that, we've got ladies launching new groups for us in Newcastle, D20 Men, and Lisa Fenwick in Derbyshire. The two new areas that we've not moved into previously. So look at sort of Nottingham, Derby, and everything from where I cover, Durham and North Yorkshire, up over. So Sunderland, Peterlee, Newcastle, around those sorts of areas. If anybody in those or at or around there would like to get involved with us and help them set up the new groups, the events.
Awesome. When you're talking, Gerri, can you come a little bit closer to your microphone, because you sound quite far back, and every now and again as you move forward we get you a lot clearer, so that would be great. And just for anyone listening, because I'm not sure if you heard it completely, when Gerri was talking about the Newcastle area, she wasn't giving you a postcode when she said D20man. She was actually saying D20man, which is the name of the brilliant lady that is actually going to be running the events up there. But because you were so soft, it sounded a little bit like you might have been sharing a postcode.
Did you get the other? Did you get Lisa as well, Lisa Fenwick?
Yeah, Lisa came over nice and clearly. So I thought I'll just mention that to people. We're not talking postcodes, we're actually talking people. And I met both Dee and Lisa yesterday on a hangout with Gerri, and they are so excited about what they're bringing for you, and they're so excited to be creating events in their area. Please do watch out for them. In fact, I think we're going to get them on this show one week, aren't we, Gerri?
Yeah, we are. We looked at it yesterday, but it was a little bit short notice. So yeah, I think we'll be able to do that just next week, just to say a quick hello from both of them.
Yeah, and I think that's great, because then everybody can start to get to know them before the events actually go live.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of other things. Carly Bamford, who's over in Richmond area, she's currently sourcing somewhere for us to have events over there. There's a place called The Station, and it used to be a station, and it's been converted into a cafe and other bits and pieces in there. It's really, really good, impressive. It's really good. So it'll be a nice place to have events in there.
Oh, were you waiting for me to say something on that?
You want to launch into anything else? Um, There's a couple of other things. I mentioned Nick from Mind previously, that I'm looking to do some community TV with him, and on the Link for You side, Link for Both You. So that's just something, just to say that's still kind of bubbling away, still in the offing. I'm seeing him tomorrow. And something that I wanted to mention, it's a lady who came to one of our events, but she's sort of become quite chatty on Facebook, and I know a lot of my friends are friends with her, and it's Adele Hookin. And I wanted to mention today, she's got Lyme disease, which comes from like ticks, from being bitten, and they're needing to raise some money. So I'm actually looking just for ideas that might be a little bit quirky, something a little bit different that we could try doing that would help raise some awareness and obviously funds as well for that. Again, that's something that Link for Growth is key. It's about how can I help, what can I give, what can we do for each other. So it's just putting a little bit of a play out there, really. So what do you think? What would be something different and maybe it's fun? Well, definitely fun.
Yeah, it has to be fun. Everything has to be fun. And I think that's a really good cause, to help people with things that not a lot of people know about, just raising the awareness of what this is and how people can get it, what you can do, and how you can help them.
Absolutely, and it's somebody who lives here, lives in Redcar. She's just been to America that I think they've taken them everything they had to go there and pay for treatment. So really now is a good time for us all to be stepping up. Same with Mind. They're completely self-funded. Very, very little help from the government for any charities now. And so I think for me, I was paying into a lot of it's a lot of things that you don't really know necessarily where your money's going to. Where if everybody, I think there's about 40,000 people live in Redcar, about 67,000 households with East Cleveland. And if everybody put £1 in or 50 pence, that would be more funding than the dream of getting from the councils in month. The councils.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot. It does, time or a little bit of cash or something else. It really doesn't take a lot to make a massive difference.
Absolutely. Literally, you're talking pennies. They need to raise around £19,000 for the King's family. So again, what's that? 30 pence each, something like that. It's something that should be really easily solved, should be. And you know what I'm like, dog with a bone, dog without a bone. If I can do something, it'll get done.
Awesome. Any more shout outs?
No, that's it for this week.
Okay, so let's move on to, I don't know, have you got any local news or do you want to move on to what's coming?
I do. Only something just literally I thought it was worth a mention. It's Summer Sound tonight, which is in Redcar. A bit of a band type festival, and it's funny as if it's going to throw it down. But that's on tonight and tomorrow night. So I just thought I'd give that a little mention. So, yeah, so two really. Other than that, just the events that are planned for the next few weeks.
Okay, what's planned for the next few weeks?
Well, last week I launched into, we've got breakfast at Redcar on the 14th, which was 3 weeks away at the time. The reason that it completely threw me is that the second Thursday in August is actually the 14th. So it's way in the middle of the month, which is normally around sort of the 7th to the 9th, something like that. It's never happened like that before, but it completely flummoxed me, and I was shocked. So that's why that got mentioned quite so early. That's the breakfast at Cefelli's on the 14th of August. All of the events they've all had a bit of a knock-on effect this month because of that, because of the time delay with August. So I am talking a couple of weeks in advance. In the 2 weeks approaching, there's a lot of work going on in the background for the other projects that are happening. So I just didn't want people to think that there's nothing going on for 2 weeks because the stats.
Okay, so are there any other events coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, we've got The night before the breakfast is the 13th. That's Wednesday, and it's Saltburn Link for Drinks, and that's at Spa Hotel. That's the venue that you put out the pictures, but looking out onto the cliff and the sun setting. That's over there. It's absolutely beautiful. After that, week after, we've got Link for Coffee, which is 10 till 12 on the 19th. I'll probably mention these again next week because obviously there's another week delay there. We're actually moving that, and it's to Ackham Green Community Centre. Huge, great place, state of the art, all being done out, and we're having the coffee event in the cafeteria area. We had a lovely venue previously, which was the Gateway Hospital. It's in a place called Middlehaven. It's right over near the Transporter Bridge. But it's kind of on an industrial estate just outside the town. So we're trying to run a community building event where there isn't really a community. So it will be somewhere that we'll move back into at some point. But for now, we thought let's go where the people are. Let's bring the event to them and get the word out what we're doing. It's quite a close-knit community. Middlesbrough. A lot of the places out here, I'll be totally honest, for what I deem community not being as it was years ago, it's not a million miles away. It's rectifiable, definitely here, and I think we can lead the example, hopefully to the rest of the country.
Awesome. So that's two, not next week, but the week after. You've got two events coming up, and we'll mention those again, like you say, next week.
Yeah. So that was the 19th of August, Ackham Green Community Centre. And now we've got Link for Drinks, Red Car. That's way a couple of weeks away yet. But I think that's the one you were considering coming up to, isn't it, as well, Carol?
Oh, I'm hoping to. Yes, we will see.
And the only other thing really I've got to mention there is that we're launching Stades Through. Again, we're a very community-based area. Quite out the way. It's up where I used to go to school. I used to go to after. So that's coming on the 5th of September. We've got plenty of hype up about that one and let as many people know as we can about it. And a couple of others that are kind of just a thought at the moment, which is Scarborough. We've got Scarborough down for the 22nd of August. That's only 3 weeks to organise a launch, which might be a little bit soon just yet. Might give it another week or two. Gone from 6 weeks to 4 weeks to 3 weeks.
You just like to get in there and take action, don't you? Make things happen.
I do, yeah. Yeah, because if I don't, I'd never get round to it. It's that comfort zone thing that if it would be all too easy to go, oh, well, I'll do it later, or I'll just do this. And it makes me feel miserable when I do that. It makes you feel quite good when you have gone beyond what you thought you could do. And just sort of persevered and keep pushing and growing and stretching.
Yeah, exactly. And it's helping everybody because really the north of the country is really opening up very, very quick now.
Mm-hmm. It is. The events, I've been sorting out my Google Calendar and trying to think going, what's next?
Exactly. Okay. So, is there anything else that you want to share this week?
There's not really. There's not been as much to talk about. Just a quick one this week.
Good stuff. Sometimes short and sweet works very well. So that's it for this week.
One.
It's not this.
Looking at maths, I forgot to mention that John McVeigh, who's financial advisor in maths. We've got to go word with the cricket club and maybe look at doing an afternoon barbecue. That'll be sometime in August.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Afternoon barbecues always touch the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? No. That's it. Okay. So that's it from Durham and North Yorks today. If you're watching, I'll be back on TV in about an hour half an hour with Alex from Watford area. Down south.
So the question about that place that we always forget where it is. Yeah.
And Gerri and I will see you again same time next week.
Thanks, Carol.